Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2021 edition of the Contour Community Meetings. Today is the first one. Today is January 5th, 2021. Welcome, everyone. I know many of you have had a long vacation, so I think we might not have a lot to talk about what we have done, but more talk about what we want to do. So let's get into it. First up, we have Danyan.
Yeah, thanks, Jonas. So I've been working on the PR 171. If everyone's interested in taking a look at that, and that's to add service API support. It's a design document. Since this is going to be a pretty large effort, we want to make sure that everyone's in consensus with the approach for supporting service APIs in the operator. Service APIs will also be supported in Contour. It just really kind of comes down to the details of which service APIs are supported by the operator and which ones are supported by Contour. At a high level, more of the application-specific service APIs, HTTP route, TLS route, and so forth will be supported by Contour, and the operator will support more of the infrastructure level APIs. So I put that up here. Would appreciate if the community can take a look at the PR. I'd also suggest just familiarizing yourself with service APIs, since it is going to be a big feature that's added to both the operator and Contour in the future. So yeah, if folks can take a look at PR 171 and provide feedback on the approach that I'm proposing, I would appreciate that. The next discussion topic that I have is a network publishing API for a Contour operator. It had been work in progress. That's because I did a couple things. First, I didn't want it to get merged in for 111. And then secondly, there were, with the service APIs work that is going to be occurring, I did have questions on whether we want to continue to support how we manage or how the operator manages Contour today using the Contour custom resource and support service APIs, or if we want to just get rid of the Contour custom resource and just use service APIs to manage Contour. And from a Slack thread, I know Steve Sloka, you mentioned that you'd like to see the Contour custom resource continue to exist, and I lean in that direction as well. And if that's the case, then we do want to get this network publishing API finalized, merged, and then there is a second PR for implementing the API based on the current specification of the network publishing API.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think it's good to keep all the features of Contour available for folks. I could see a situation even with service APIs where folks don't want to deploy the HTTP proxy resources and all the extra CRDs into their cluster if they're not going to actually use it. So I could see a scenario where we have to maybe tweak Contour or tweak the operator here to only look for certain types of CRDs, to help minimize what service accounts, permissions they need, and that sort of stuff. But I think from a high level, it'd be good to have them support everything still for now.
Yeah, and I think that's the primary use cases right now, right? We use a Contour custom resource, instantiate a Contour environment, and then users describe, their applications through HTTP proxy, ingress, those standard mechanisms. And I could foresee users for quite some time continuing to use HTTP proxy and ingress. And to support that use case, we want to continue to support that the Contour custom resource. And when you have a chance to look at the design document, one of the big questions I have is, do we create an entirely different custom resource that's just holds the Contour configuration? And I don't want to go too far down that path because I think I may cause more confusion. It's probably best for folks that are interested to take a look at that PR 171 to familiarize yourself with the approach that I'm proposing. But that approach will consist of creating an additional custom resource that acts as just kind of a configuration placeholder that's consumed by service APIs. And that's needed because that's essentially how service APIs works, right? Any configuration that's specific to an implementation is not part of the core APIs. Instead, those core APIs like gateway class have extension points that can consume implementation specific parameters.
Very cool. Yeah, I'll make sure to look at those tomorrow for you. At least I'll give you my 2 cents in there. But yeah, this is great. Thank you. Thank you for all this work. This is great.
Yeah, and because service APIs is going to be quite a bit of work. I don't want to get ahead of myself and start submitting PRs for the API and the implementation until we kind of settle on the design. And so hopefully not only you, but James and Nick. Nick responded. It looks like he's gone this week, but hopefully we can kind of get the consensus on the design. Just through some initial discussions over Slack. I think this is the direction that the group will share, but that's why I created a design doc. Let's use that to collaborate and make sure we're all on the same page.
Yeah, I'll link to in the notes that and then Nick has a design doc for how to have Contour support service APIs, which sort of fits into this whole discussion as well. So I'll link to that if folks want to add their 2 cents to that one as well. I know I did a quick once over it today as well.
Yeah, Jonas, if you go back there really quick to the design doc, to the top of it, where you're at issue 2809 right there, I believe links to, right there at the top under non-goals, you'll see on the right here on issue 2809. And I think that is the kind of the decision on the Contour side of things and how service APIs will be supported.
I think there's that's good. I think then there's the actual PR that Nick has here. I'll link it in the notes here.
Oh yeah.
It's 3213. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So that's in the bottom of the notes now. Yeah, that one. Yep. So Nick, I think, took the discussion from that last issue, looked at sort of how service APIs has evolved a little bit even since then, and then came up with this, I think, spec in terms of how Contour is going to support service APIs directly, the actual gateways and gateway classes and all that sort of stuff. So this is a good thing to also figure out, because it's helped Nick's trying to define what happens in certain scenarios. So when you have conflicting listeners, what should happen when you have these sort of different scenarios? We should spell out all those different things, and then having that all together will then help us implement much faster, I think, on step 2.
Yeah, no, this is awesome. I'm going to take a look at it here after the call.
Awesome. Thank you. Any other questions or comments here on the service API and the network API work? All right, Steve, Chris.
Yeah, hey, Happy New Year, everyone. Just a quick update. I've been working on a few edits to the rate limiting design doc based on some of the stuff we talked about right at the end of last year. So I've pushed some updates to that today for folks who want to take a look. I'd like to, if we can, get to a consensus on at least kind of initial steps there, and maybe be able to get some implementation in the next release. But I guess with Nick out, we're gonna have to wait until at least next week before we can all talk about it. So we'll see. I do have, I have some prototype code for both local and global rate limiting that implements a lot of the backend functionality, and so I might just kind of get some of that polished up, because I think the biggest points of contention are really just what the API and configuration looks like. and the back end is going to kind of look the same regardless. So may just do some of that as regrets work. And then beyond that, just catching up on some of the other design doc reviews. So I know Steve Sloka has a few outstanding from last year that I need to dust off and look at again. And then I was also starting to read through Nick's Service APIs doc and put some comments on there. And so I'll also take a look at at danehans contour operator design doc for Service APIs related to that as well. That's pretty much it. Other than that, just trying to remember all my passwords.
Sounds good.
Isn't that why we have LastPass?
Yeah, but when you forget your LastPass password, you're in trouble.
That is accurate. If it helps, you can send it to me. I'll remind you every time.
Nice.
Have it on a Post-it note and have it visible in the Zoom recordings, because then you can just look at the Zoom recording next time. All right. Does anyone have any questions or comments for Steve? Anyone have anything else they want to add in, talk about what they've been working on, or are they going to be working on for the next couple of days?
I'm in the same boat as Steve Chris said. I'm trying to clean up the PR backlog. There's a lot of stuff in there that I've started and I get getting distracted by shiny things. So I'm trying to clear through that. So there's a couple big design docs. One is the what to do when things go wrong in Contour. So like if you have conflicts and stuff, we're pretty good about telling you what's wrong, but we're pretty bad about handling that situation in the sense of keeping your production traffic running. So I really want to fix that, because to me that's a big showstopper for a lot of folks. And then the other one is just exposing more metadata out to different resources, so we can build a plugin for a kube control, or an Octant dashboard or some sort of thing to help visualize some of this stuff better. I think as this stuff kind of gets more complex and gets more sprawl, it's hard to kind of visualize some of this stuff with just command line. So that was sort of a couple of my goals, to get those designs in there, and then we can peel off work from there.
Cool. Sounds good. Anyone else? All right. So I have one small thing. You might have seen on the maintainer lists, we got invitations to sign up for an intro and a deep dive session for KubeCon EU. They just sent that out, and I was wondering, so I can fill these out, no worries at all. I just need to essentially know who would like to be the point people to present during these. Since they are over in Europe, they will be during European hours. We can try to make them a little more US friendly, so you don't have to get up at like 3 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, I was just wondering if anyone wants to put their hand up as a point person for the intro or the deep dive.
Hey, Jonas, are we getting 2 sessions or 1? I don't remember now.
I think we are getting 2 from what I looked at the website.
Got it.
Yep.
I'm happy to help. My time zone is European friendly as well. But
sounds good. Any specific one you want to take?
No, but whatever I can help best, I guess.
All right, so I'll put you on deep dive.
Okay.
Great. Anyone want to take the intro session? Just as a point person, that's all.
Yeah, I can do it.
Awesome. Thank you, Alex. So awesome. I'll work with Steve and Alex on getting the topics and everything and get everything registered. Sweet. That's not happening until early May, so we got some time to prep content and all of that, but just wanted to make sure that we get the registrations in. All right. Thank you. Speaking of things that actually did happen from last time till now, we did have a release, the 1.11 release, and we also did have a little event. Steve Sloka, you presented at the Cloud Native Kitchen.
I did.
How did that go?
It was good. It was fun. Yeah, there was. I did a Contour talk without any slides, so it was a good. I used Contour to help demo Contour, I guess. So I think it kind of worked out. I need to do it again to help, polish that a bit. But no, it was fun. If you go to my stevesloka.com/about, you'll see me in a chef's hat, which is fun. So yeah, it's cool. If you want to see all the recordings from that day, they're all out on. If you just Google Cloud Native Kitchen, you'll see that all the talks are out there. You can watch all of them. There's a bunch of good ones in there as well. Yeah, watch the one with Jeremy Rickard and I forget the other folks, but they did called Native Iron Chef, and they picked like like the Iron Chef thing. They picked the technology, and then they had to go and deploy it. So they each picked different ways to run it, and their secret ingredient, I think, was Minecraft. They had to both spin up a Minecraft server. So it was really interesting. It was neat concept.
Nice. I'll make sure to link to your session in here as well, so people can see it in the notes. Does anyone want to talk briefly about the 1.11 release and what was in it? I know that was weeks ago. That's fine. The blog post, did that get published yet?
Yeah, it should be out there. Yeah, so I think the big thing in 1.11 was the operator work.
Yep.
Dan, you help drive most of the majority of that work. You were leading all that, which is great. So yeah, so this is we have to get you into your name into the system. I think to put I had you on there at the top, and then it broke some other things. So we put Contour team, which you're part of the Contour team, so that's still not lying. But yeah, so this is the the blog post in terms of going over the operator bits. So you can now deploy Contour with the operator. So you just have to install the operator and then apply that little bit of YAML there at the bottom. And that'll give you all the defaults out of the box, which matches the quick start. So you get, Contour as a deployment and Envoy as a daemon set. And then I think there were, we finally removed the V2 support for XDS in Envoy. So that's totally out of there. And I think pretty soon Envoy is going to remove that from Envoy itself. I'm not sure what else is in there. If you scroll down a little bit, Jonas, I'm not sure what else we did in 1.11. Those are the two big things, I think. Yeah, that came out was the V2 stuff and the operator work. Yeah. So I think what the end of this month is our next release is, keeping with cadence. So we'll have to see what we get in there. I know, like Steve Chris said, he's trying to get some of that rate limiting work in there, which would be great. And hopefully we can get some other, maybe some service API bits in there. I think would be great as well.
Awesome. Thank you. Anyone else have anything to add to the discussion topics or anything today? All right.
There's also a header hash based load balancing that people have been asking for, as well as NSX team is asking for. I think it's 3044. I don't know if we want to solve it as part of 3044, which is more of a generalized solution, or just get something out for the Avi team. But I think they're also looking at first half or Q1 this year actually.
Yeah, I think we can put that in Contour. It was just a matter of we had to change let that cookie be customized or something. I believe there wasn't. We'll have to dig into that again and see. But yeah, I think we can totally do that. We just need to. I think Nick had some conversations with folks on that.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
All right. So with that, thank you all for joining. Short call in the beginning of the year, which is normal. Have a good one. Have a great week, everyone, and talk to you soon.
All right.
Yeah, take care.